Since you already talked a little bit about how you started working, like when Aberbank was linked up, and like, what made you want to start Socialite?
The honest truth is that Socialite has been a project that has kind of been in my heart for a long time. Being a blogger and doing it for so long and just realizing the struggles that come from being a blogger and not knowing how to necessarily negotiate your contracts, not knowing what it matters, like which networks matter. Should you have a YouTube following? Should you have a Facebook following? Should you have a Twitter following? How to develop your technology, which platform to be on. You know, there's a lot of questions for bloggers starting out. And considering that we were so successful at building a blog and continue to be successful at building blogs, and the Minket site is doing phenomenally well. I'm so happy for it. But basically, we just wanted a company out there that was helping bloggers and actually cared, rather than just trying to figure out ways to make money off of them.
Cool. So, what were some things you learned from your experience, like with Fashion Indie, that you've been applying to Socialite?
I think the main experience that we gained from Fashion Indie was just how to work with publicists and how to work with brands. I think early on when we were doing this, there was a lot of give and take on both sides. You know, you would get excited when a publicist contacted you, but you were annoyed when they didn't want to advertise. And it came out of that annoyance that we developed programs that made sense for Fashion Indie and made us profitable. Really sitting down with these large companies and saying, like, how do we do this? How do we work together? How do we make this profitable for both of us? Because at some point, advertising in a magazine doesn't make sense for you. At some point, you're just pushing something out there, spending a couple $1 million on your ad campaigns with Vogue and Elle and all these other publications, but it's not making sense because you can't track that the same way you can track it through my website. So it kind of was sparked out of that, and I think that's the big thing that we would bring to the girls that we work with and the guys that we work with, is just a simple way to better themselves as bloggers.
Awesome. I noticed, like, featured on the New York Times and stuff, that there's a lot of blogger agents being developed now to help, like, get bloggers, like, do advertising and stuff. So, with that, how do the services of your site differ from agencies like digital brand architects?
I think the best model of it we can actually see in Hollywood. There's a lot of celebrities that have agents and celebrities who have managers as well. We're acting more as a manager for the bloggers, really looking at it beyond just the deals that make us money and more about the relationships that we can establish for them that will help further their careers. We know that we cannot make you money unless you hit a certain level of followers and influencers and actually reach an audience. That's what we try helping you do. We want you to increase. We want you to have more followers. We want you to have the right tech. We want you to have the right relationships. We want you to get out there. So I think the main way we differ is that we're not just about negotiating contracts. We're about laying out the plan for your career.
That's awesome. So you work with pretty prestigious brands, like influential bloggers on the site. So how do you reach out to the bloggers and the brands and get them to come on board?
Well, fortunately, we have a lot of great relationships. I worked a lot with Blog Lovin' and Lookbook.nu. I continue to work with them. They've helped me identify some of the girls who have the most potential for growth. That's how I was able to kind of identify Leandra before a lot of people were even talking about
her.
Right.
Calamari's coming? Calamari?
Yep.
Calamari, yeah.
Any side bits? Want some side bits?
Sure, that's okay. You guys, please.
So in terms of reaching out, like I already have a network of my own personal contacts of bloggers that I've worked with of about 12,000 individuals. On the brand side, I still actually get contacted by brands who reach out to me for the work I've done with Fashion Indie. But I've done so much work with so many brands that the outreach isn't the most difficult part.
And then your site description claims to use customized promotion to help clients reach new customers through social media. What are some examples of these promotions?
So when we get customized, we're looking at how do we apply what this blogger does to what your business is trying to accomplish, right? We're looking at, here's an individual who has X talent. How do we take that talent and make it into an exciting story that then gets you press, that then gets you attention, that then gets customers through your door? So that's where we get customized. We have one blogger who focuses around interior design and is also an artist. So we're working on artist collaborations with her, with some of the beauty brands we work with, taking their products, taking their hair care products, and creating works of art from it, featuring it on her blog, doing a full roundup of how she got through the process, developing a video series that connects to that, and kind of doing something very, very customized around that specific brand. For another brand that we're working with, it's coming into our space and actually developing a series of beauty programs and beauty regimens for bloggers to come in to learn about season trends and to have all the products they need to actually do it, as well as be able to shoot it within our space and provide it for free for the blogger, as well as paying the blogger to be a part of those campaigns.
The blog contains posts about a number of bloggers and the work that they've done that I guess you guys find notable. Do you only feature blogs that are subscribed to Socialite, or what's like the criteria that determines what gets featured on the Socialite blog?
I mean, our real goal for Socialite in the content side is to be a place where people who love bloggers can go and find out what their favorite bloggers are up to. So there will be more style posts, there will be more editorial features around the clothing. It's going to feel a little bit more like a fashion magazine that's kind of curated by these individuals, and at the same time caters to the bloggers we speak to with tips, advice. We're connecting with IFB a lot to make sure that their regular stream of advice flows through our site. We're working with Blog 11 to make sure like their content from the blogs that they work with are connected to us. We regularly feature great lookbook.nu bloggers that we think have huge potential. But really it's just about how do we report on the relationship between the brand and the blogger, and how do we really present that to a lot more readers so that more of those deals happen.
To you, just segueing into that, what's the difference between Lookbook NU and Blog Loving from your perspective?
I think they serve two purposes. The reason why we work with those two sites kind of as much as possible is because they provide a lot of traffic for the bloggers that are connected to them. So as we start looking at the careers of the bloggers we work with, we want to make sure that they're well represented on these sites, because that means more readers means more ad dollars means more money for the blogger, means they can become a full-time blogger and focus on this as their career. So out of all the sites that are out there, those two provide the most traffic for bloggers, which is why we have such a strong relationship. The difference between the two is Blog Loving is more focused around helping bloggers gain readers and followers, and that applies to all bloggers in all spectrums: design, architecture, food, fashion, beauty, whatever it is. While Lookbook.nu is more focused around those who are more style bloggers and the products that they promote, the products that they put up there.
Got it.
So there's clear distinctions for us, but both of them bring so much traffic to our girls that we want to work with them.
Got it.
Can any blogger who's like looking to create greater following just sign up on Facebook?
No, it's actually limited. So we only allow bloggers who reach a certain amount of people to be part of the network. The reason being is because we work with partnerships with a lot of brands, and we present those bloggers to the brands on a regular basis. And we only want to present bloggers that actually are active, that are looking at this as an opportunity for them to have as a career. So our membership will always be kind of small and tailored, but it will only be the most influential. That's a little bit different from like IFB that has like kind of every blogger can join. Like we really wanted to keep it like you have to be focused. You have to speak to at least 10,000 people per month before we even allow you in, and we have to be able to track that.
And how many would you say are on in the site right now?
We have right now 500, like about 585 or 685 pending people that are waiting to get in. We've accepted about 125 members. We're now going back to those 125 members to make sure they're engaged members. We want to make sure that the audience that's in there is like talking and speaking and excited. We've launched a few campaigns just to test them out, specifically with Rebecca Minkoff and some of the secondary brands. And the campaigns are kind of, it's almost like a guilt group for bloggers. Like there's an opportunity to get free product or to get paid for something or to be engaged, and we watch everyone jump on it. And that's the type of excitement we want for every single opportunity we present, where it's like we put it out there within a day.